So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Hansta Education. So in this video I am going to discuss about object and image and their types like real object and virtual object and real image and virtual image. Alright, so let's start. So before getting into the actual topic, let's have some discussion on the topics like incident ray and reflected ray, etc. Alright, so here it is the incident ray, and the definition of incident ray says that the ray which incident on the optical device. Okay, the optical device can be either mirror or lens or etc. Okay, so the ray which incident on the optical device, okay, the which incident on the optical device is known as incident ray. Okay, or we can say that the ray which falls on the optical device, okay, the ray which falls on the optical device is the incident ray. Okay, so how to identify the ray which comes towards the optical device, okay, which comes towards an optical device, okay, that is the incident ray. Okay, or we can say that in this case the direction of arrow, okay, the direction of arrow is towards the optical device. Okay, in case of the incident ray, the direction of arrow is towards the optical device. Okay, again the optical device can be mirror, lens or any other reflecting or refracting surface, etc. Okay, or we can say that the ray before reflection or refraction is known as, okay, the ray before reflection or refraction is the incident ray. Okay, so to identify the incident ray you have to check the direction of arrow, okay, whether the direction of arrow is towards the optical device or away from the optical device. Okay, if the direction of arrow is towards the optical device, then the ray will be incident ray. All right, so let's say I have a mirror, okay, and let's say a ray of light falls on the mirror like this, okay, and it get reflected like this. All right, so this is the incident ray. Okay, as this ray is coming towards the optical device, okay, in this case the direction of arrow is towards the device. Okay, and this is the reflected ray. Okay, as the direction of arrow is away from the optical device. Okay, or this ray is going away from the optical device. Okay, so here is the definition of reflected or refracted ray: the ray that starts from optical device. Okay, the ray which starts from the optical device. As you can see that this ray is starting from the optical device. Okay, or we can say that the ray which goes away from the, okay, the ray which goes away from the optical device. Okay, ऐसा रे जो ऑप्टिकल डिवाइस से दूर जाता है, ओके, उसको हम रिफ्लेक्टेड रे या फिर रिफ्रैक्टेड रेज बोलते हैं. ओके, द रे व्हिच गोज अवे फ्रॉम द ऑप्टिकल डिवाइस. ओके, और वी कैन आल्सो से दैट द रे फॉर्म्ड आफ्टर द ऑप्टिकल इवेंट. ओके, आफ्टर द ऑप्टिकल इवेंट. ओके, the optical event can be reflection or it can be refraction. Okay, the ray which is formed after reflection or refraction is known as your reflected or refracted ray. All right, and in case of reflected or refracted ray, the direction of arrow, which is very important. Okay, the direction of arrow is away from the optical device. Okay, you should keep in your mind that in case of the reflected or refracted ray, the direction of arrow is away from the optical device. Okay, so to determine incident ray and a reflected, yeah, refracted ray, what you have to do, you have to just see the direction of arrow. Okay, whether the direction of arrow is towards the optical device or it is away from the optical device. Okay, in case the direction of arrow is towards the optical device, then it will be your incident ray, or when the direction of arrow is away from the optical device, then that ray will be your reflected ray or refracted ray. Alright. So let's jump into the actual topic. Okay. So object. Okay. So object is basically defined by the help of incident ray. Okay. Object is defined by the help of incident ray. Alright. So object always depends on the incident ray. Okay. Object always depends on the incident ray. Okay. In order to determine the position of object, okay, what you have to do, you have to focus on the incident ray. Okay. Object means incident ray. Okay. So this incident ray can be of two types. It can be converging incident ray or it is diverging incident ray. Okay. Incident ray are of two types. Okay. So it can be converging in nature or it can be diverging in nature. Okay. In case of converging incident ray, the object will be your real object. Okay. And in case of diverging incident ray, your object will be virtual object. Okay. So object means incident ray. Okay. In order to determine the position of object, you have to focus on the incident ray. Okay. Object means you have to keep in your mind. Object means it is incident ray. Okay. And the position of object is the point of intersection of incident ray. Alright. Position of object is the point of intersection of incident ray. Okay. It is the point of intersection of incident ray. Okay. Now the point of intersection may be actual or real, or it can be imaginary or virtual. Okay. In case of the real point of intersection or actual point of intersection, the object will be your real object. In case of imaginary point of intersection, your object will be virtual object. Okay. And the real object is formed by the converging incident ray and the virtual object is formed by the diverging incident ray. Okay. So let's see an example. So let's say this is a mirror and let's say these are two incident ray. Okay. Let's say these are two incident ray. Okay. Now how to identify incident ray? To identify the incident ray, you have to focus on the direction of arrow. Okay. Whether the direction of arrow is towards the optical device or the direction of arrow is away from the optical device. Okay. Here as you can see that the direction of arrow is towards the optical device. So these are two incident ray. Okay. Now in order to determine the position of object, we have to focus on the incident ray. Alright. So these are the two incident ray. Now we have to check their point of intersection. Okay. Whether the point of intersection is actual or it is imaginary. Okay. Now as you can see that these two ray, okay, these two ray cannot intersect in this side. Okay. For the point of intersection, we have to extend them. Okay. And now at this point they will intersect. Okay. So this will be your position of virtual object. Okay. As it is the imaginary intersection. Okay. And these are two converging incident ray. Okay. So sorry, these are two diverging incident ray. Alright. So these are two your diverging incident ray. Okay. And the diverging incident ray means your object is virtual object. Okay. And in case of real object, what happens? A ray starts from the object. Okay. And it goes like this. Okay. Here you can see that the point of intersection is actual or real. Okay. So this is the your real object. Okay. And this is your imaginary object, as the point of intersection is not real. Okay. Similarly, the image is defined by the help of reflected rays. Okay. Image means reflected or refracted ray. Okay.